Now this was a series I was really excited for. We got Atlanta, or not Atlanta, Atlanta and Toronto out of the way. Now we have Glads versus Shock. Shock playing this like bunker pretty well. I would say like them and Atlanta obviously tied for like the best teams that run the bunker. Obviously Shock running an interesting variation with the Reinhardt, which has been really cool to see. And then you have Glads, like Glads in Toronto that have just been running dive, like the ball dive comps. In my opinion, Glad's the better dive compared to Toronto. So let's see what ends up happening here. Like I'm very curious to see. We see already right off the bat, they're starting off with an anti-dive comp. We see Kree coming out. We see Tracer instead of Torb though. So I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. They have a Monkey on the side of Glads. I like Monkey here more than Ball. Not a lot of room you can work with on Ball. On top of that, Monkey a lot more cleave in these tight areas. Kevster on Genji though. Ooh, we're running traditional dive. Ah, this is so fun to see. They're looking to just go for a super fast execute and burst somebody. Right now, Kevster's in a pretty good position. They go for a hard dive. They, like, Ons is completely avoiding. Like, look at this. He's shooting the fucking supports. Great sleep. Ons almost gets, like, single-handedly executed by Kevster. But, again, Glads aren't getting the value. Look at their HP bars. They didn't get any value with the instant burst. They just have to survive, wait for the nano. They force them off with a noon. Birdwing just goes down with insane shots. They have to get value with a nano here, but they're just going in for more damage. That makes... Oh, wait, whoa, okay. Muse goes down, but they're able to get good trades onto Nero and Choi here. You have to be a little bit more safe now, Shock, because they're going to come back faster because they're on dive characters. Nero will get back fast. Choi should be able to get there in time, but you have to give up a little bit more space. You see them give up some space. Nano isn't online anymore. No ults online for Glads. All Shock have to do is consistently rotate like this, force them into poke situations with the McCree. Now we see the rest of Shock are playing one way and Nero's playing another way. He's trying to intercept or try to go that third tempo to try to pick someone off while they're chilling. But again, great kind of pincer there from the Glads DPS line and from the core of Glads, the tanks and the supports. They're able to walk really aggressively. Shock is by a corner, and Muse is able to get an insane value with the Primal. I'm really surprised they're not running Torb here. I actually truthfully think Torb is really strong against what Glads are running right now. But I guess they think that Tracer is just overall better. I mean, right now, Glads have 5 ults coming out. They just won that from a neutral dive pretty much in just a rally, or not a rally, a Primal. Shock also have 5 ults coming online too. As long as they're able to create space for themselves, they should be fine. Oh my god, the Suns. Nano Blade keeps Kevster alive. Or that's not even like a Nano Blade, I think. I can't even tell. But regardless, like, Nano gets 2, like, they're able to get a lot of kills here. The trades are going out, though, for Shock. Shock should be able to retake this space here. They shouldn't even need a rally. Just walk up, take space. Okay, Choi is touching the point right now. The rest of Shock is right behind him. Shock is going to walk up. Kevster has come back now. Space is back. Birdring needs to go big with this Pulse to enable a rally dive brawl here. Bomb goes out. Pulse does not connect. Nero goes down to Birdring. Bomb does not really force what they need here. But you see that both teams rally. Gladiators are getting the value with their dive here. Nero going down first means he's not able to find a pulse. And while the backline is rotating from Glads, he's just getting dueled by Birdring, it looks like, a lot. Birdring's not even giving him time or space to do anything. Like, this is really cool to see. Nero tried to go for a bomb, doesn't work. You now have a window online from Twilight here.
They just surround him from all areas. Specifically as well, Birdring won the Tracer 1v1. So Nero wasn't a threat anymore, and it allowed the Gladiators to forge a path forwards. Again, this is in Kevster's hand.
Okay, again, a very aggressive dive here from Glads. Big aggressive dive. Don't even let them come out of the choke. They start with the blade. Like, that looks so clean from Glads.
The Gladiators were so
The start of that looked so good for Shock, how they played the start. Then like the next fight still looked really good for Shock. They didn't get enough before Glaz was able to execute their dive, and Muse just went off and he killed multiple people with his primal. I saw, like, I agree. The ult cycle is really good. They weren't able to stop the aggressive tempo there from Glads. Like, pretty damn good so far.
So the Shock's comp is generally speaking going to be better in the neutral because you have Ants putting down consistent pressure, you have opportunities, you have a shield, stuff like that.
I will look to check Discord after this map. Pop.
And wait for someone to create an advantage for them, like a sleep dart coming from Shu or some crazy shot from Kevster or Birdring.
All right, it looks like they're gonna go change up. They're still gonna go dive, but they're gonna go dive with Zen, and they're gonna go dive with Ball. Birdring on Soldier, interesting. So they're gonna play for. They're gonna play for Birdring probably to play with Shu and Skewed. Take space originally at the start with them, and they're gonna play that high ground a lot. Shock is just playing Pharah dive. Interesting differences. You have the execute with Birdring, and you have a little bit of a counter to the Pharah with the Soldier. Nero has to play this terrain really well. If he goes in the open too much, he's just going to get peppered by Birdring like he is right now, and he's not going to be able to do much. A lot of this is going to be on the Shock front line. It's going to be on Ball, it's going to be on D.Va, it's going to be on Ons on that Tracer to get a lot of value done. If they can't get the value done, Nero's not going to be able to walk up and slowly take space. Muse gets really low, Skew, like all of them are pretty low so far. But they're not able to get enough. You eat the stick there. Shock's front line not getting enough damage down. They're not getting enough value. Like Birdring is solo zoning, it looks like. Is like 2. So Birdring doing a fantastic job doing what he's supposed to do. He's zoning the Pharah Mercy from taking the space, and the rest of Shock are forced to take what, a 4v5 and try to get value with the 4v5. They're not able to get value with the 4v5. They're struggling a little bit. Now you have a Nano online, so I expect a Nano Pharah. Nano Pharah comes out. Oh, he's just getting juked by Birdring. Oh my gosh, he runs into that rocket. Troy kills Shu, like it forces the whole backline of Glads to back up because of the Nano Pharah. Now Shock should be able to group up as 6 and get these kills by following up where their Pharah is. Okay, the Nano gets them the fight win overall, which is good.
And now that Nero can choose his positioning much more freely, well, actually, he's just gone back to the same kind of passive setup.
Yeah, I always expect for him to stay in the same passive area, because it does do a lot of spam, and you see that Shock aren't holding very aggressive here, right? Because they're trying to play around the Ana LOS, right? Oh, Muse is getting really low here. Holy shit. They're on point, but like they're taking a lot of punishment on this point. They're forced to rally. Mines come out to zone them away from the point. All right. Nero going aggressive as well onto Birdring because he sees the rest of the team going towards point. His team survives. Ooh, that's not good. You get the kill on the Birdring, like, and then you pretty much get instantly traded. Ball gets nanoed here. I would have liked to see a nano more so on Choi. Choi tosses a bomb there as well. Like they nano Smurf so that they can delay the point longer. I would have preferred it for on the Choi so they could have had some sort of carry potential. Right when the Pharah goes down, Shock start to struggle because the 5-man from Glads can clean up kills relatively well with Zen. Back to the beginning of my flowchart, Nano Pharah OP. Nano Pharah is strong, but Nano Pharah is how much can the Pharah get on her own, and then how can the team follow up with it, right? Like they're like, I don't know, Nero did a right thing, but I think Nero just like, I don't know, he ended up getting on the ground too. Okay, not getting a lot from the visor here. He ends up being able to get to the lighthouse, which is good. Alright, Kester low HP. A lot of good ults on line for Glads. They're just juggling this point right now. Okay, Uns, you gotta go big with this pulse. Lands it onto space. Not the best pulse target there. He gets the bomb out from space though. Troy goes down. Nano is on Nero. Nero's not able to really get the kills he needs. He gets 2 though. Kester off the map and Birdring instantly down. Now it's up to the rest of Shock to be able to try to get this contest and try to get the kills on point. Nero gets rezzed up. Mines are up on point. Oh my god, On's dead. Violet dead. This is not looking good for Shock. Skew goes down. Oh my god, Twilight? No way. No way. This is winnable still for Shock. If Shock is able to live and Glads can't get any more kills, they have stabilized successfully in this fight. Oh my gosh. The res onto Nero made it so that Glads still had another threat to deal with. Nero's doing a lot of damage. Twilight doesn't win that 1v1, they're dead. Like, Smurf doesn't get that boop off onto Skewed, they lose. Nano onto Farah. Farah's going really aggressive on the backline. He doesn't get the trade. He doesn't get the trade. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, this is Glad's point flip. Nero, no. Oh my gosh. Holy cow, dude. Nero just had to hit rockets, dude. If he hit the rockets, like, they win. He doesn't hit the rockets, like, double direct onto someone. He just dies from the Brig in Zen because he's in such a close and quarter room. It's great for Farah there if you can hit the rockets, but he has a Discord. Like, they're keeping each other alive through Harmony and, like, Inspire plus Pax. Like, and he just goes down to Shu. Oh, that's the killer one, dude. They could have won that round. If Nero didn't die and kept zoning those supports or killed both of the supports there, they win and Shock, like, 100% like go on to a third round. God damn, dude. Shock just like, oh man. And this is what I mean. This is the fight where like Muse gets one off the map, he kills another in the room, and then you see just fast executes come out from Shock from Glad, sorry, past the choke. Crazy. God damn, man. Oh, that's nuts. All right, Popcat, let's see. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Thank you for making those. Those are great. I might try to implement them into the stream actually. Thank you very much. Uh yeah, so pretty much like what Popcat did was like Popcat just made like some transition stuff for like when I do scenes and stuff like that, which is really, really helpful. Really, really nice. So thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Um yeah, overall, like that's crazy, man. Fudge. That first round is just nuts already off the gate. Like if we see some good adjustment from Shock in the second series, like, damn, dude, like, this is gonna be a tight series. Like, really tight series. God damn, bro. Crazy, crazy. That's nuts. I'm like, you see me, like, kind of, like, taking a step back and just, like, a lot of weird faces, but, dude, like, oh my god, like, this series, man, is gonna be so exciting. I can't wait. Oh. Like I said, man, like I said, like this series is coming down to two things here. It's gonna come down to Glads, like how well will Glads do in this series in terms of like their style. Like again, they're a super aggressive team, like we talked about, right? Very fast tempo with that dive, but once that doesn't work out for them, they did look a little bit lost sometimes. Where Shock was really good with countering those dives once they get their footing in, right? But so far, it looks like the fast tempo from Glads is working out for them. They did a great job of finding a way, playing a composition that played towards that fast pace while countering the Pharah a little bit. I think it's unlucky a little bit at the end, but damn, dude, like, that's crazy. Ah. Insane, insane. I still can't believe it. I can probably do other sounds if you'd like. It's up to you. Like, honestly, if you would, like, that'd be awesome. If not, like, don't worry about it. What you have right there, like, I'm not a very, like, picky person. Like, I will definitely find a use for it. Like, you don't have to try to, like, perfect it or something. Like, definitely already can think of good uses for that. So don't really worry about it too much. Bow, 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 na, 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 na. Oh man, this is exciting Overwatch, exciting Overwatch. What I love to see, exciting Overwatch. Two team styles that are going to be very different from each other, which is going to be awesome still regardless. Oh my gosh. Oh, I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Just start the game already. Start the next round, man. Start the next round. I'm so focused that I keep forgetting to hydrate. Hydrate. Keep hydrating, man. Keep on hydrating.
Welcome back from the break, everybody, and yet this series definitely quite back and forth clash of styles that we've seen from both of these teams thus far. It seems like the Gladiators with the early edge as well. It was their map pick of Ilios, perhaps intentional as well to try and force the Shock into more uncomfortable territory in terms of matching similar styles with compositions as well. Worked out in their favor. I mean, that's a 2 rounds win to get the map. We see some subs happening. Mr. Delisi, super in for Smurf, which probably is going to indicate that they're wanting to play more Reinhardt compositions.
I would assume it's probably, yeah, super coming in. I assume that they're going to play more focused on the Reinhardt compositions for sure.
Yeah,
As
they
well.
bring it in here or there. It's not that they run Rhine the entirety of the map. They just want the flexibility sometimes to move over to it if it's required. Similarly to running Smurf, they want, it feels like, the flexibility to sometimes pick up the Winston. And I think this map pick of Hanamura is a good one from the Shock. You do not want to be going towards Anubis, for example, where the Gladiators are just in the...
I think Super is in for Orisa with the Flex Rhine. Yeah, that's true. I kind of forgot about that. We haven't seen a lot of Orisa from Smurf, actually, the more I think about it. I don't think Smurf has played any Orisa, actually, so I think you're right, actually. I think that it's mainly for the Orisa with a Flex to Rhine. I would be really surprised if they don't start off Rhine, though, if they're on defense first. Like, I would assume they play Rhine, but I could be wrong. Like, they could play Orisa here. The reason I say Rhine is because, like, I assume they would play close to the choke. It doesn't look like it, though. All right, we see the bug. This time we see Torb, which is... This is what I'm really interested to see, is the Torb. How will the Torb get value into what Glads plays? All right. He played Orisa today? Yeah, he did. That is true. 3-2 win for Glads. All right. What am I going to see here? Am I going to see a double bubble comp? Am I going to see just like Winston dive? Ooh, are you sticking to this Orisa Muse? Are you going to go ball? Hog? Okay, Muse, stop like trolling with me, bro. He goes for a hook. Nope. No way, right? Huh? Interesting. Skews on Z. Interesting. Huh. I don't agree with this. I don't like the Genji with this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Genji is weaker against this. I think they're playing Genji because Genji counters Torb because he can break turret easier, but this comp is not Glad's strength. Like, I don't know why Glads is playing this, dude. Glads, you've been known to play dive this entire meta, and now you're just whipping out randomly, like, Orisa comps. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Okay, I see Brig, so Skew going back to something he knows. Okay, cool. I guess I understand your thought process with Genji, but, like, I don't at the same time. Like, now, like, it kind of makes a bit more sense because you have, like, the pressure with Bird Ring to go on the side and stuff, but you also have, like, great way to break turret between the two of them. And you have a strong brawl. Oh my god, wait, what? Bird Ring kills 2 on the side? Violet and Super? That wasn't even him using the window. That was just normal aim. What? Dude, Bird Ring is just like going on a tear. Like, what the heck? I need to see that from Bird Ring's point of view. Like, he had to have hit like 4 headshots in a row, right? Oh my god, he actually was using the window.
That's
Oh, my brain, dude. Like, holy shit. He hit 2 headshots with that too. Like, god damn, man. Okay, he dragons so that they can push through the choke and force Shock to give it up. Ons gets a pick as they're doing that because I assume Genji was trying to go through the window of second story. And now they re-push with Torvald here. Okay, they force out Lamp. Alright. Ons is going to second story, it looks like. Maybe he's going to go for a noon play as they try to push third floor. Potentially. Torb's on that side as well. Diva's on that side. Actually, Ons is waiting. Ons is going to TP maybe? Or high noon while they're here. Bomb in. Self-destruct forces them to slow down. Window doesn't get a lot of value. They take third floor relatively easily. Ons is... I don't know why Ons is on the outside coast side. It doesn't look like he's really doing much. 2 superchargers. Supers goes down. You have a window. Ons looks to do like a... Ons's noon is kind of confusing in terms of timing wise and when he wants to go for it. Kevster just kills him. Like, dude, what happened here? Shock looked like they just... What the heck am I watching? Glads is just turning it up a notch and looking really good. If Glads can't get another kill, yeah, Glads should lose this fight now because they can't get another kill. Like, the start of that fight looks so good for Glads after, like, they pushed to the spawn, but they didn't get enough kills, and they weren't pressuring on point at all.
I have so many questions about the Genji pick. It seems semi-effective for being able to brawl. You can
I feel like it's good. Like, the Genji pick is really good because it's allowing them to deal with turret more easily, and the verticality from Genji allows them to, like, control these high grounds a lot more, which I think is a good threat. Compared to playing the Genji for the brawl. Like, they're not playing Genji for brawl, they're playing Genji to control these, like, off angles. Take duels against potentially, like, the Torb, and to, like, utilize the verticality, like, of him being able to climb. But I don't know why it's working so well. I don't think it should be working this well. I feel like Ons and Nero should be able to pressure more. Same with Choi. Like, I don't think he should be getting as much value as he should be. Okay, the whole team plays kind of together. They walk into Torvald pretty much, like... They force a window. Nero going a little bit on the off angle here. Window goes out. Like, they instantly rally and go super fast with the window rally here on the sides of Glads. Try to catch off Shock off guard. They're not able to get a lot of kills. Glads are pretty much running into a window there, right? So they get pretty much traded because they were already low. And Shock kind of just get the value here. I'm curious to see how they're going to try to retake this, honestly, with their comp. Like, it feels like they're kind of just trying to brute force their way through. Like, I feel like you can't really do that with Shock's comp. Ons on Widow 2 means that he's going to be further away, and he can play for that aim and play for one-shots after they try to go for rotations. That's going to be really scary for Glads. Ball too hard to rotate backline for this show. I think they want to play Genji for the entry and to left. Maybe, yeah, like, that's what I'm thinking as well. But... I don't know. I feel like Ons on Widow, like that, this adjustment from Ons is a good adjustment because now he's not going to be in range of the Genji. Like, Torb can control flanks and, ooh, that E from Choi. That makes it really hard for them to walk through this choke. Supercharger as well. Choi goes around for a fly through and kind of a flank, and they all kind of just go down here. Big eat from Choi. Choi doesn't eat that. Glads are able to walk in with that Dragon. Because you're seeing how in this playoffs, they're walking in when Dragon's going through a choke so that they can use it as like a cover in a way and as a way to force off people from that choke. And then they go into a brawl if they stay around, right? So they have a Blade, they have Bomb, they have Bongo. Are they maybe going to go for a Bongo Blade here? Like, Shock has a lot of ways to deal with Blade, and I feel like Bomb or Bongo. Bomb goes out to try to get them off and clear. Bomb does clear. Choi trades and kills space. Nero just, like, utilizes his ult so that they can't walk up afterwards. Kills Bird Ring. Like, how Shock is playing around this space is even though Glads is getting the space half the time, there's always pressure somewhere else. Pressure from an ult, pressure from like one of the sides. The second floor is a key thing. They keep holding the second floor. Nero gets value with his ult. Nero gets value by being able to push forward with it. Choi is able to get value from the rest of Glads leaving to try to take space. Ons now is also another pressure or threat on the side here with his Widow. They haven't cleared. Okay, Birdring tries to go Widow here to Widow. The window here on top left, like they have to clear a high ground. They didn't clear a high ground. They try to walk in. They're not able to do anything there at all, and Shock just win this. So you have to cap. If you're Shock, you have to cap first, and you have to cap second in order to win, pretty much. That was crazy from Choi. That fight, I don't think if he didn't eat that dragon, I don't think they get as much value, or they aren't able to retake that as effectively, I think. Because they wouldn't be able to hold that space against the dragon. Shock Hanamura dominance? Maybe. I just don't understand the Glide, like... I feel like Glide did really well, like, because that window, like, Shu and Birdring in that first point were, like, duo. That window into, like, Birdring just hitting shots, like, won them that straight up. But the rest, like, seemed really rough. Okay, Glads are playing Orisa comp, but this time they're playing... I hope they're not committing to the Sombra. They're playing Pharah. I like Pharah. I would have preferred Birdring on Tracer here, honestly. I'm surprised that they're playing Sombra. Alright. I'm curious to see if Shock is going to TP on point, actually, to be honest with you. But I don't think they are. I think they're going to go for like a cheesy thing like Glads did with this and go from there. Like, look at this. Oh, that's cruel. He had to go for that play. Hey, what's up, Tools? Kessler Sphera, Wish Wally. I don't know, man. Wait, they're keeping this? Wait a second. They got the hook? Okay, now you just walk up. Like, walk. Just walk. Stop chilling. Like, walk. You need to walk. Walk to point. Like, screw these guys. Walk. What is going on? Like, okay, you guys have space. Cool. Choi can't die here. Oh my gosh, Twilight survives too? Like, okay, they need to go for a recontest, but like, this recontest should be really hard for them. Huge anti, actually, from Shu. But Muse is just getting bullied. Like, Space Muse getting bullied by this Hog in the Rhine. Oh my god, that hook. Jeez. Oh my god, that hook from Choi literally got them to snowball that. Shu hit like some insane nades there. The bright side for Glads is even though they've been snowballed pretty much, or like they got capped almost instantly, they have an EMP on the side of Glads. They have the EMP to stop a push here. Because all Shock has to do is hit a Trank when they're EMP'd and they'll be fine. But as long as Shu doesn't hit an anti, they'll be okay. Shu has been doing a good job with antis. He should stay on the Ana. Please stay on the Ana. There it is. He hits the EMP on the Violet, but like the lamp comes out, like Twilight just reactionary lamp. Like Transcendence comes down. They capitalize on that aggressive play from Glads. Oh my god, Shock. Please. Like, mercy. Glads have no idea what they have done. Please have mercy on their souls. Like have mercy, please. Have mercy. Jeez, that was clinical. What? Like, everyone from Glads just hydrate after that. Like, they just don't know what to say. They literally got, like, pushed in, like, a minute and a half. Wow. Troy last when he hooked? Yeah, I know, dude. Jesus. Okay, like, this is what I'm going to say. When Glads went for that aggressive play on second, I don't really agree with it because Why are you going for an aggressive play when Hanamura second is one of the best chokes to hold in the game, and you have EMP? Like you don't have to do jack crap. Like just play for the play for the EMP. My other thing is, why are you hesitating about the Ana? Or not even Twilight Shoe. Like play the Ana just in case. Like if he does get the trans off, you get a nade. Like nade wins that still. But like regardless of that, like MVP Twilight. Twilight hits the lamp. I think he played out of the hack like EMP LOS. So he's able to hit the lamp. They're not able to kill the lamp in time, and then boom, like they just lose because everyone from Shock gets their cooldowns back up. They push in with a Trank and they just lose because they tried to use all the resources to win that fight close. Like you have such good control of chokes if you're Glad. Stop trying to go first tempo, man. Like it works a lot of the times, but in that situation, not that situation, you have map control. Don't give up map control just because you guys want to go fast. Come on, guys. Like this is where it comes in. Like I said, that Glad's very good with first tempo. They always like to go first. They always like to go aggressive, catch people off guard. There is not a good example of going first aggro. Not a good example. Maybe change it up, like after a few fights, like to change up the pace, but not during that time, man. Damn. Damn, dude. That map, Shock just bounced right back. Like Lads go for like a 2-0 on Koth, and then Shock just laugh at them and are like, all right, well, we'll just like cap you incredibly fast on Hanamura. Like we don't really care. Wow. Woo. Whew. Can need some water after this series. Like this series is spicy. 2 minutes now. I gotta wait 2 minutes for another map? Like come on, man. Like that map wasn't even like 5 minutes. That map was like 7. Well, it was like still a pretty long time, like pretty long map, but like that wasn't even that long, man. Like it was like a 9-minute map. Like give me more Overwatch like than just 9 minutes of Overwatch. Come on. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, that's so crazy, dude. Ah, this series is so fun. I'm so jealous. I wish I was part of this series now. Like, god damn. The adjustments to be made. Like, if I'm Glads, like, I would still be saying, like, yeah, keep going like first tempo, but be aware that they might be catching on to us going first tempo. So, like, be ready to switch it up to playing, like, a little bit more for the map advantage. Don't feel like you always have to go first with stuff. And as long as I have that in their minds, I'm like in a good spot, I think, moving forward. But I don't know what what these teams are saying. If I'm Shock, I'm like hyping my boys up, being like, yeah, good stuff, nice job to bounce back there. And then I'd probably just be telling them, just be ready. These guys are gonna go first tempo all the time. So as long as we're ready to absorb their aggression, we can just fire right back at these guys. Like these guys have no idea how to deal with us if they don't get that first tempo dive off. Once that first tempo dive does not go in their favor, we will be successful because we have the better longevity with our composition and just overall the better understanding of how to do it. Just be careful for those first few seconds of the first of these engagements. So for Glads, it's just being cautious. For Shock, it's just making sure that you're beating into their head what Glads' game plan is and how to play around Glads' game plan. I can't stop smiling, man. I just love seeing good Overwatch. Like two teams that have two different styles, two teams that are quite good at those styles as well. Like what's gonna happen? Who's gonna crumble and who's gonna adapt, and then who's gonna be able to kind of like see how well they do. If now is a time for Glads to show me something, this is the time for Glads to show me they can adjust in a series. I truthfully believe Glads are one of the strongest dive teams right now. In like even stronger than the APAC teams. Only difference is them compared to Chengdu. Chengdu know how to change their tempo and change and adapt their dives based off of what they're playing. If I'm Glads, as long as I can do that same thing here against Shock, I will be one of the strongest teams going into Hawaii. If they can't change it up, I'm a little bit hesitant to say Glads is one of the strongest teams right now. I'll say like they're like Toronto. They're a team that's really strong at one play. Like they're stronger than Toronto for sure at this aggressive play style, but they're like one tricks in that regard. Like they need to be ready to just change it up if they need to, right? They might have the best players on their roles. Like, I think Kevster's an insane tracer. I think Kevster's a great Genji. I think Birdring has a great understanding on Sombra and all this other stuff. I think Muse is a good ball. I think Skew is a good break. I think Shu is one of the best flex supports right now in North America. I think Space has a good understanding. He recovered well from the start. They have great individual players, but how they come together and how they adjust as a team, that is going to be the difference maker for me with Glads. I've always thought that Glads has been a team with great talent, but how does that talent come together now? And that's what I want to see right here. If they can't show that they can bring this talent together, I consider Glads a team that will never be one of the greats, even if they have the greatest talent in the world. So now they have Blizzard World. Super should stay in for Shock, I'm pretty sure, because of that. Super does stay in.
This is a team, this is a franchise that is looking for the three-peat. And people have talked about it not happening.
Okay, let's see. What do I think Glads are going to go here? Like, I don't know. I think they go dive here still, right, with Ball? I don't think you go Orisa. If you are going Orisa here, I'm kind of concerned if I'm Glads. Because, like, I don't want to do Orisa-based maps. I want to do dive-based maps. That's my strength. Okay, there's the Ball. They're playing Zarya with it. Okay, they're playing a law. They're gonna still play a first tempo. This is kind of like okay. They're playing still like a dive that will go very aggressive in first tempo, but they have space and Shu to lean back on for if these fights take a long period of time to win. Because they'll have the Zarya that's high charge. They have Zen with Discord, right? So if they can survive long, if those guys can survive long enough in the dive, like they can do really well. Especially against the bunker, but I don't know. I'm a little bit concerned here because like I like they're gonna play aggressive off the bubbles for sure and try to get value from that. But I don't know if that's the play. Okay, Torb, Kree, okay. Yeah, I don't think they can match the whole Brawl v Brawl. Yeah, they definitely cannot match Brawl v Brawl for sure.
Love this pick because it forces the Shock to try and play Rhine comps on a map where I don't think it's particularly favored. It's what they've been doing a lot.
Okay, they're looking to Brawl.
They'll have a plan to try and deal with it too.
Okay, big thing for Glads, they need space to get charge, and they need to build the CMP on the offside. Okay, Shock going for the all-around rotation. I like this rotation. They haven't taken a lot of damage. They're forcing Glads to go back. They're not giving them time to build the EMP. They're not giving them time to charge up this Zarya energy. Oh my god, Skew just instantly gets picked because he's on the wrong side of the map. If you just survive as Shock and then just win longevity, you'll be fine. This is fine. Shu goes down from Nero. Like, if you're Shocked, just play space at this point. Like, Glads weren't able to get any energy. The first aggression that they decided to do, Skew's on the wrong side. He dies. Now they try to get value from the angles. They don't. Space might have a little bit of energy on the side, but right now, if I'm Glads, that's not a good first look. Like, Shock do a rotation that I think are very obvious for Shock to do. You're not ready and set up on the stairs there. You don't even like look to try to be aggressive as they try to go out of a choke and then back up. Like, you're giving up so much space. Okay, Kester is going to potentially look to get a one clip here on Cart or pressure towards behind when they go aggressively at this choke. Glads look like they're setting up potentially at this choke here. Shock does a right rotation. They put their backline into that mini room. That's good. Make it so that they do not become targets in this dive. Great idea there from Shock. You have to still be careful for Kevster, though. Okay, Violet's hiding. He's playing in a position where he could have potentially capitalized on Kevster. Kevster goes for a stick. He does not hit the stick. Turret's there. You are correct there, Bren. Turret is really annoying. Troy kills Muse. Space kills Glister. They're trading, though. Like, Space is making it really hard for those guys to walk up because he's just cleaving. Dude, like, Shock can still win this fight. Even though Space is online, there's a rally going on. You just have to go to point if you're Shock now. Go to Shock. If you're Shock, go to point. Push it a little bit. And then just be ready to kind of just go from there. Okay, Troy pushes off. EMP goes down. Glads are forced to have to use ults to stop Shock from getting more push or potentially winning this fight with their respawners. And that's fine. If I'm Glads, that's great in terms of I now have space again, and I have high charge Zarya. That's exactly what I want. I still have double support ult. This will be okay. I can still look to brawl with my Brig ult, and then have my high charge Zarya win the fight. If I'm Shock, I still think that's good for me. I got the cart pretty far. I have one fight kind of left, and on top of that, I have a lot of ults, and Glads wasted a ton. So I need to just get out there. Can they window? I don't know what that window was for, Twilight. They go for... Oh my god, he went for a grab. It doesn't work out. Torb to zone out the rest. They have to trank because of the Torb there. Now the rest of Shock have choices. Do they go to cart? Or do they go back high? They need to go back high because they can't go cart. They're going to take too much damage if they go towards the cart. Great idea to go through underneath. They're trying to kind of contest over here. Nero kills skewed. Bomb does not connect because of the lamp still from Shock. Again, like, Glads are trying to get value from these angles. They're not getting value from these angles. The first aggression is not getting enough value because of the lamp. The lamp is stopping Glads from being able to burst anyone with his first tempo. And is causing Shock to be able to delay these fights for a very long time. And they're getting value because they're going into a Ryan. Ryan's going to be able to cleave. The rest of the team's able to play very slow and pick off these angles and play that brawl style. Glads need to be ready to just go if they want to go with this first tempo. It doesn't matter if space doesn't have bubbles. They need to be ready to fight them. It doesn't matter if the lamp is still up. They need to be ready to fight if they're going to go this first tempo. If not, they need to adjust this first tempo to getting out lamp first and then going for another fight again. But they keep delaying or keep prolonging this first fight every single time that Glads just keep losing because they're going to lose first fights if they last longer than they can burst. Now is the time when you can go for a burst because you have EMP. If you go for a quick burst and you are able to land on multiple people, this will be great. No one has spy checked Birdring yet. Birdring is in a fantastic position. It's a good thing for him to not go yet. He should wait until they go out. Ryan goes out. He lands EMP onto 4. Violet's still alive though, so they're able to play bully and bodyguard on these doorways onto those tight chokes in that building. EMP doesn't get the value that it was supposed to. I would have waited for them to walk out a little bit more if I'm Shock. And now you need to follow up. You need to go aggressive. You guys can't be just standing there, Glads. You need to walk. There goes the grab. They walk with the grab here. They have window from Twilight to keep them alive here. They shouldn't be able to die because of the lamp as well. Shock needs to now walk up here and take aggression. You see Shock is ready to instantly walk up. The rest of Glads were hesitant to walk up when they had the advantage there. Do not close from Glister to land that headshot. But it doesn't matter because Shock is having this value on the board.
And the Shock's composition is simpler. They just have to out-sustain the Gladiators. And they're off to the races. Look at how fast this
Jeez, like, Glads are going out really fast. They have to trank out as well. And then boom, like, shatter onto cart. Just clean up the cart. They kill Kestra as well because he gets hit up. 2 minutes and 3 seconds. I have no idea what Glads are looking to do here. But if they want to play that first tempo game, like I'm saying, and use Zarya to help close the damage down, right, with her charge, they need to do a better job at this because they keep going for burst with their front line. Backline never follows up. Backline needs to follow up if they want to do that super hard commit with the first aggression. If not, you need to be ready to leave as a front line and then just get value with your second set of cooldowns, second set of bubbles, second set of ults. Like, stop playing this first tempo game. You're going to keep playing this first tempo game. Shock has already made the adjustments required to beat you. You need to be ready here, guys. And this is what I was saying during the break. You want to win? I think you have the talent. I think you have the understanding and the play style to do it. Make a simple adjustment and you win this series hands down. You need to make this adjustment though. And to me, it's this thing that if Toronto is able to make a better adjustment than you are with this comp, it doesn't matter how good you played this comp overall. It's sad that Toronto is able to adjust and you're not. And you have to play one play style to win. Like, that's ridiculous. Especially with the talent you have on that roster. Like, where's the adjustment? Like, I need to see the adjustment from you, Glads. Now we see that they're using the Rhine. Same comp. I would be doing the same thing. It worked really well. I'm using Ryan here to just stuff them at the chokes. I feel like Orisa is generally better, but they're going with the Ryan because of the composition Glads was playing before, right? This time, Glads aren't playing the Zarya, so like maybe a little bit rougher here, to be honest with you. We might see a swap from Super potentially, but overall, like, we see this is good. Shock give up the high ground, it's fine. Give up some space. You can give up a little bit of space, and then once people get a little bit closer, you can go. Remember, your DPS will and your DPS and your break will guard the flanks. You just have to be ready to hold space, the rest of you. Same with D.Va. D.Va can guard the flanks as well. I just need the rest of you to keep Super alive. Okay, why are you all stacked on that right-hand side? I need less of you stacked on the right hand. Okay, Birdring was over there. Dude, what's going on? Birdring behind. Great position by Birdring. He gets traded. Twilight going down is still a big pick, though. That's a lot of the healing down from Shock. If Muse goes down here, that's not a good sign. Muse is forced out. Shock is doing a great job of ping-ponging this point. Back and forth, back and forth. They haven't given up a tick. Like, look at that. Now they finally give up a tick. But it's been so long. Twilight has 100% gotten back now. Now if I'm Shock, I need to be ready to push out now. I have a Noon. I need to go tempo Noon here. There's the Noon. There's a Lamp. Tempo. Troy is looking to force out Muse there. Great job. You're rallying alongside this trance. If I'm Glads, keep up the aggression. I need to rally and I need to keep going. Stick lands on the Twilight. Perfect stick. Shock has to keep committing. It doesn't matter. They get the trade onto space. They need to keep fighting on this point where the goo is. They also need to look to find a target to kill in this brawl. Slam goes down. They get it onto Skew. That's a huge kill onto Skew. Trades are still going down. Trades will go in favor of Glads because Baptiste is down. As long as they keep playing together, Glads will be able to win this fight. Low HP bars across the board from Glads. Twilight is back now. If they can keep Troy alive, Shock might be able to actually win this fight, and it might force Glads to have to use this Pulse Bomb from Kevster here. There's the stick. They force it. He gets 2 with the stick. That should be enough to win the point, but look at the time. 2.5 minutes. They capped that at 1:30. So even though Shock lost that fight, they had to use multiple ults on the side of Glads just to win that fight, and they took a large amount of time to win that fight. As long as Shock does not give them the space to set up, they will be in a fine position because they can still take a close fight. Whoa, okay, interesting. I don't agree with this because you don't have a Sigma to hold space as aggressively, but okay, sure, try to go for a spam. That's not the adjustment I'd like to see, but sure, we can try this and see how it goes. Tor marking the flanks. You see Glister moving as well to this Hanzo. Good swap from Glister. I would expect that potentially after this, Nero will switch off. Okay, Twilight goes down to Kevster. He gets split off from the wall, it looks like. Goo's on the ground. Muse could potentially go down. It forces the Trank. You look at the cart. The cart has not moved yet still. Nero goes down. If you're Shocked, like, just keep fighting on cart. You get another fight here. You forced a good ult here from space. Or, sorry, space. I meant Shu. You have potentially a dragon and a window on retake, similar to what Glads have. Okay, Nero going with this. Ooh, Nero going with the Tracer here, and Violet going on the Zen. They're looking to do the same thing. The only difference here is Kevster is looking to play the wall so that they could maybe split people off, or so that they can take space more. They window aggressively at the spawn to try to catch people off guard. They're not able to. Dragon up top of the window so the rest of Shock can push out. Counter window comes out. And now we need to see Shock get value with this window. If they can't, this Dragon will split them up, and it will cause them to lose here. Troy is staying alive here. He tries to go for a boop off. He's unable to. Very low HP. He has to be very careful. He's getting fought by 2 here. Frozen. Violet goes down to a nice pick. Skew goes down as well from Glister. Nero's able to separate. They're able to get the supports here. As long as Shock play here, they're able to win this long fight. Shock Super is able to get 2. Nero's still on the point. Muse should go down. And just like that, like, even though there's great kills coming out from Glads and they're getting good spacing with their ults, Shock is still able to play space really well. They use the Dragon to split up and play the point. Even though Violet gets picked off and Troy is getting picked off, the trades go especially in the direction of Shock because Nero and Glister are able to land a good shot, and then Nero able to kill Shu, who is isolated by himself. You have 1:24, multiple ults online for Shock. They bomb to destroy that Bongo. Bongo goes down. Now we have multiple ults, DPS, and Bongo on the side of Shock. We have a Trang coming online too. Same with Glads. They have to go. Great E from space. They have to go in with something here. Great eat with the dragon. They force the lamp with the pulse. So even though he doesn't get the kill, they're able to get a lot of resources out. It's slowing down Glad's push. Glads have to get something with their bomb here. They go for a bomb. Trang comes out. Bomb only gets the lamp. We have a supercharger. Lamp comes out as well. Window also comes out from Shock. Violet in the backline. He gets isolated because he did not go towards his team with that Transcendence. Doesn't look like it really matters about that Violet pick because they're able to get a pick of their own. Now you have 30 seconds left. Muse goes back ball because he knows he has to come back fast. This is the last fight for Glads. If Glads is able to get 2 picks here, they can convert it really easily. But so far, it does not look like they're getting that value. Skew goes down from Violet. Muse is able to take down both Hanzo and Super. As long as they are able to get a third, they get Violet. That should be enough for them to capture this point. This fight goes down to a super chaotic fight, and Glads are able to just get the kills. They win the individual duels, and they're able to come out on top. Because Shock does not have the ult to hold that at all. Great job from Glads to keep themselves alive in this series. You have a minute 30 now to cap this. With time. All I gotta say is you have a Dragon Strike, and Shock have Dragon Strike, Pulse Bomb, and potentially a bomb coming up. Maybe a window. Shu has been doing a fantastic job building that Transcendence really, really fast. 2 dragons go out, both zone each other out, but one forces a window or a lamp while the other one doesn't. Window comes out, they're not able to get any kills, so that window isn't very useful on the side of Shock. They still do have a pulse, they have a bomb, and they're going to have pretty much a Transcendence online, similar to Glads. Glads only has a Transcendence. They bomb to go aggressive again. They force the Transcendence. Space is still able to get a pick onto Twilight, though. Alright, Space gets traded, but they're able to get better trades on the sides of Glads. This is going to be a one-fight territory for Shock. Glads have a window, and Glads have a Pulse Bomb, and potentially a Bongo coming up in this fight. Shock have Trank, and they have a Bongo coming up. They need the Trank in order to get value or deny value from the window. If Pulse lands on one, this is close to an impossible fight for Shock here. Okay, he looks to Trank in order to touch the cart. Oh my gosh, okay, Pulse goes on to Glister. If they aren't able to trade, Violet's able to get the trade. If they have to push here, Shock, you need to push past this corner. They're able to get to 2 kills. They play the corner really aggressively, and Glads just lose that fight. That is... Holy cow, I need to breathe for a second. Those fights are so close, so chaotic. Shock doing a fantastic job just... Even though they're losing out in some of these engagements, they're spacing out their ults well. They were forcing Glads to pretty much burn a lot of time off the clock. And from there, like, Shock is doing a fantastic job of getting more value from their ults. Even though Kevster's hitting insane pulses, it does not matter because the rest of Glads aren't able to get the value with a lot of their ults. If they're going to try to force compositions that are not dive, they better be ready to play more as a team because Shock is ready to play as a team today. And Glads right now do not look like they're ready to play a team unless they're playing dive first tempo. And right now, this is not a good look if you're Glads. Like, I need to come out, I need to have an adjustment, and I need to be ready to go. And the adjustment cannot be, we need to play our game. Shock is taking you to your game. You need to change it up really, really hard. Like, the big thing I'll say, like, as well, is, don't get me wrong, like, I'm saying this, Shock is playing very well, in my opinion, as a team. Individually, there is quite a few misplays being made, but Glads are playing incredibly well as individuals, but as a team, they're missing their tempo every single time. They don't seem synergized with their pushes. Man, nice dude. Jeez. That's crazy. Holy crap, man. Oh, man. I just have a smile on my face because this is such a close series. Yeah, the comms at the end are kind of cool. Like, not gonna lie, it kind of adds a little bit more hype for me. Oh, this is so... Oh, man. I'm loving this, man. I'm loving this series. I would honestly say... In terms of, like, when Glads are playing dive, as long as Glads plays first tempo, they look like an incredible team. After playing first tempo though, they look a little bit more lackluster and look to rely on individual mechanics. On other comps, I feel like they look to rely on individual players to carry them in a lot of situations. Um, and they like a lot of individuals make a lot of good plays, but I never see, like I said, that synergy with other members on the team a lot of the time. I just see great shots getting hit or a great pulse or like a great heads up play in terms of utilizing a bomb by space, like those kind of things. But like I said, like Shock like are playing the team game really well, but making individual mistakes. So you have a team oriented style more on the Shock side, and you have an individualistic style aside from when they're playing first tempo dive on Glads' side. And this is why I'm saying like all I need to see from Glads is a little bit more of an adjustment, a little bit more of team play. And I think that the big thing for you is don't take things to Shock's strengths and like what they want to do. Take it to what you're good at and force Shock to have to adjust to you from you doing a tiny adjustment to your play. That's all I'm asking. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh my goodness gracious. 2 minutes and 11 seconds to see another map. And it's going to be Glad's pick again. So Glad's picked Blizzard World. So every map that Glad has picked now, maybe, I don't know how like first map goes. I don't know if it's decided by first seed or if it's like a coin flip or something or a random map. But if first map was randomly picked, then Shock has every map that Glaz has picked. Well, first map obviously has been in Shock's favor. So Shock picked Hana, they went Hana. Glaz picked Blizzard World, they lose Blizzard World. Now they get another pick. If they got to pick first map, then they won their first map pick, which is awesome. But now you gotta like do something from here. You need one more map to survive. I think if you can take it to Koth, you can win handily against Shock. But like you need to be able to win another map type, or else it's gonna be game over for you at this point. Because I feel like on Koth you can get away with more individualistic style of play, because there's a lot more potential to go for clutch plays on an individual level. But in these like payload maps and like objective oriented maps like 2CP, like it's a lot more team based oriented than anything. I'm curious to see what the escort's gonna be. If Glads want to play dive, I don't know if Gibraltar's in the pool. Gibraltar could be a good pick. Rialto would be a terrible pick. Havana would be a decent pick. I would assume they're not gonna go root. They're gonna probably go. If I was them, I would go Havana or I'd go Gibraltar. If Gibraltar's in the pool, I think Gibraltar would be a really good pick for them. If Gibraltar's not in the pool, like I'm a little bit skeptical because I don't really know what to do. I would probably take it to Havana. I would take it. Yeah, I'd take it to Havana, honestly. Because Havana, I can get away with brawl, like dive still, most of the time. So I would probably stick with Havana. Root, I could maybe do because I could get away with dive a little bit. Actually, nah, I go for root. Because bunker is harder to play on root and dive is a lot easier. Rialto, Havana, root in the pool. I do root. I probably do root. Havana would be my secondary pick, but probably root, honestly, then. Man, my throat, like, rip my throat after this series, honestly.
What better way to dissuade the rumors and narratives, Josh, than them taking the map all the way to 5?
Damn, man, that's crazy.
Have their opportunity to pick a map here, right? And they can pick from any of the escorts that are available. That's Havana, Route 66, Rialto. Knowing the Gladiators and what they like to play, I would say they've got a great chance of being able to execute something good on Route 66. We saw in our prior series with Atlanta playing against the Toronto Defiant that Toronto were able to play the ball compositions really well against Atlanta. Atlanta and the Shock play somewhat of a similar style. That's where I would have expected the Gladiators to go here. Just, it follows the same theme as them wanting to play on Ilios, wanting to play on Blizzard World, etc. And that's actually...
I wonder who's behind Birdring. Maybe it's Tidal.
I am
Tidala. David, Tidala.
making sure that he's in position to be able to carry. I'm not sure whether he wants more or he wants... Yeah.
Maybe it was face. I have no idea. Interesting.
Yeah, he knows what's to forge shoulders into iron.
Alright, we see he's super in still, so like I'm sort of curious to see what's gonna end up happening. Is it gonna be super? Like, is this root then? I would assume it's root
Both of these teams
because root means that I can't play Rhine as often. So, and I wouldn't want to play Winston on root either. So I assume it's root because I feel like if it was Havana, we would see Smurfing right now. Because I would want to play Ryan on Havana. What?
And the Gladiators still have a chance of being able to do that.
Huh?
Have to go crazy deep. I mean, in order to overtake the San Francisco Shock,
Huh?
they have to not only beat them right here, right now, but then they also have to make the finals of the Countdown Cup. So
Her?
a big task for the Gladiators.
I know I said Havana was like my second pick here, but why Havana? I guess they want to play Orisa, and then like they can still play Ryan, which is fine. But like, why not just Root? Like Root is a strong ass map. Like maybe third point is really good for bunker, but like I feel like Havana is gonna be a hard first point to take, like against that bunker. Bunker is decent across all of Havana as well. You can make dive work, like I said, because the points are very open on second and third. But I'm so curious. Why not Root? Interesting.
The Shock like to run a lot of Rhine. I think they would have run Rhine on
Each are based off backup swaps?
for the final checkpoint.
Dude, no, man. Like, I don't know. Glad's playing Orisa. That's GG for me. Like, I feel like I don't know, man. Like, I just don't. I don't rate Glads with Orisa, man. Like, I don't. Maybe they can prove me wrong on this map, but like, I just don't see it, man. They don't seem like an Orisa team to me here. They're gonna pull out this May comp again, but instead of Shu on Zen, it's gonna be skewed, which kind of confuses me here. I rather have Shu on Zen than on Bap, to be honest. Like, I feel like Shu on Zen is like another carry. Like, maybe I'm not giving skewed enough credit, but like I feel like Shu is like much better Zen. So they're playing like close to mirror. The only difference is just like one is playing May and one is playing Tracer. Tracer gives you more value on like controlling space, whereas May can help you control space, but May is mainly for brawling like the tanks and holding space more with your tank. I think the main reason why Kepster is playing May is because May allows him to help Muse a lot in the front line, whereas Tracer will allow Shock to be able to get more value across the whole map and pincer harder. So far, first fight goes in favor of Glads. They're able to kill Glister, and they're able to kill, I believe it's Violet right off the bat, or it's either Super or Violet because of the wall, I would presume. And they're both flex supports. I understand like they're probably both flex supports, but I just feel like Skewed is just much weaker. I haven't seen a lot of strong stuff from Skew's Zen, and I feel like I would want a more powerful Zen than a Bap here, to be honest with you. That's why I said that. Okay, Nero now just going to Soldier instead. Interesting, okay. Okay, he's gonna just play like, again, he's gonna play more like side-oriented, like flank-oriented. Same thing as Tracer, but you have less space and more potential burst damage instead of like consistent damage. Forces the block from Kevster here. Okay, Shock window. They're able. Okay, I don't know where the heck Skew died. They Dragon to make it so that the backline can't cross with Super. Violet gets caught out by it. Super gets caught like to the other side of the Dragon. So far, like Glads are proving me wrong. Like they're playing this comp really well. I feel like Shock have no idea what they want to do here. Like, what the heck are you doing, Shock? That window was good start, and then right after that window, like, once you see them back up, forget about the window. Like, push up and take space, guys. Like, don't play randomly in, like, other areas. I don't understand this. Okay, they bomb in. Bomb kills two. Glister's able to get a trade kill on the bird ring, though. Nero's on the side. Just pepper out. Like, that's a large amount of damage on the side of Glad still out. Like, that's still, like, a very good play, like, aggressive play from Glads. But they're missing out on their main shield bust. So all you have to do is walk out if you're Shock and just be ready for this Blizzard. As long as they don't get a good Blizzard here, you should be fine. Okay, there. Oh, Kepster just gets blown up from that supercharger. He looks to get the wall to split them up. And now this does not look good for Glads. That burst, like, I don't think Kepster expected him to just die there. Bomb kills. Shock should be able to win this now. One last fight was needed from Glads to win that. They had the ults to utilize it. Just Kepster getting bursted there means that he just couldn't ice block in time and he just miscalculated the damage. They still have good ults on the side of Glads though in this fight. You have both DPS ults to take space. If I'm Shock, they have control of space. I'm either baiting this Mei ult or baiting this Dragon and then retaking with Window, or I need to brute force. They already have space, so brute forcing isn't a good option. I would suggest doing a split. Having a few people go high and then having a few people push cart. I would say both tanks pushing cart's fine, and then you need 2 people to push that top right. I wouldn't have Nero push the top right though. I would make it be Glister pushing the top right. Wait, what? Violet gets a random pick on the shoe by playing on that right. Nero is still pressuring on that right. They Dragon out to try to kill the tanks. Dragon strike's okay. It forces the tanks into a corner to allow for a blizzard to land on them. But like you're not gonna get a lot of value with that blizzard there. That's just tanks. Orisa can shift. You might be able to catch a diva, but then you just die and get traded. Great way for Shock to play space. They go out towards the right hand side. Nero is pressuring on high. I didn't fully agree with that, but still they're playing space well. Glads are all in one area on the left hand side from Shock's POV, so they're able to get a lot of value. Wall comes out, it gets the tanks. I don't know about that Trank, Violet. That Trank is kind of weird. So Glads look to get value from this window to push out and take a little bit of space. As they look to take space, Space goes in, he has a bomb for an extra life. Kepster is able to finish off Violet, who's already low HP. He gets Twilight too. And that's enough space to let Kepster just pop off and kill multiple, it looks like. That comes down to Kepster. Nero hit a great wall, but after that wall, he got boofed off immediately, so they weren't able to kill like tanks, specifically Space, because of that boop. And then I don't know why Twilight Trank there. Like, they still had Lamp. They should have just backed up with the Lamp and then potentially used that Trank for a different reason or a different way to survive. Alright. I still like Glad's comp more than Shock's comp. I like Tracer to be able to roam and kill people. I don't think that the Mei is as important. Transcendence got forced, I assume, because of a pull. He thought he was going to get bursted. Birdwing's going to get forced up top. Birdwing's still able to kill Troy after that bomb. Big freeze, but the freeze isn't going to land on anyone. Dragon strike to stop that push and kill Super. Space has no mech. Space goes down. They both come back relatively at the same time from Shock, and I was going to say Shock and Glad's people come back relatively at the same time. Birdwing still goes down. Dragon comes out from Glister. And just like that, like they trying to keep alive from this window. They push the window. Oh my gosh, Nero just instantly goes down. They just have to play the cart. Like, help Troy on cart and you win this fight here from Shock. Oh. Nah, like Shock has like a lot, like enough people on the point there to win it. Dude, these are going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Glad is like losing these last fights because too many people are overextending, it looks like. It feels like too many people are trying to make plays here. And that's why Glads are kind of fumbling in the last parts of these fights. They're playing pretty well in terms of enabling individual plays, like I said. And individual players are making insane plays. But again, like, I feel like they're not synced up and people are trying to make too many plays at this time.
You tend to introduce more mistakes to your gameplay. You see here the backline of the Gladiators positioned inside. There's a crazy trace of
Ooh, my god. Good from Nero to keep him zoned out. He has Zen to help him too. Kepster has to back up. Oh, Kepster goes down here. This is good. Just slowly push up with your Tracer advantage here. Oh my god, that self-destruct to try to force something. Choi does a great boop onto Muse after his shift is down, and the rest of Shock are just slowly pushing this. Like, they've been slowly pushing the cart. Now Glads are just killing themselves, trying to get some sort of kills and semblance so that they could set up for this last choke and have the good spawn time so they can get a second fight. You have a lot of ults online from Shock. Even though Violet's not there, you still have Twilight and a lot of ults. They force the Trank. They force a window. Double support out force. I just chill now at this choke. I used 1 for 2 there. Now I have 5 ults to come out here. Oh my god. Skew and Beard Ring just pop off, dude. Kill 2. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh. Shock were like in the right position. They had the ability to win that. But 2 huge freaking plays from Skewed and just Bird Ring. Like Bird Ring Kester just making a ton of plays overall. Skew's making a few plays himself, but like, holy crap, man. The 2 of them are just DPS duo, just making play after play.
It's been a difference in terms of who's made the more mistakes.
Jeez. As long as Glads like get their team play together and stop like over committing making plays, like I don't know, man. Like Glads can win this. They have like they're winning on the individual level. I really do feel that way. Shock is fighting back sometimes, like Violet's getting some kills, like picks sometimes. Sometimes it's Nero or Glister, but not as consistently as Birdring and Kev. Birdring and Kev, and even Skewed, in my opinion, like they're playing really well, getting a lot of plays down. But again, like the amount of team-oriented plays that they're making is fucking up their last fights and a lot of these fights in general because too many people are trying to make plays. And because too many people are trying to make plays, it means that no one is trying to stabilize fights or trying to play more, so pushing the slow advantage for these fights that they're getting. Skew doing a great job. Like, he understands he has to make a play here. He goes on the side there to set himself up for a play. And then Kevster's there to follow. Like, that was great read by Skewed on how that was going. That fight specifically was going. Okay, we see Glister on Widow here. We see pretty much a mirror composition. Only difference that we're seeing is we're seeing that Glister's on the Widow, Birdring's on the Hanzo. Hanzo will provide more pressure to the core here, but Glister on that Widow gives him the opportunity to potentially make plays on his own. As long as Glister does not go down here, the amount of pressure on the map from Shock is going to be huge. It's going to rely on Kevster to be in a good position once the shield is broken and the core is forced out. If Glister, though, can just hit shots, it's going to go very much in a very interesting way for Shock. But he needs to hit these shots, because if he does not get kills converted, Space, like, very much so, Shock can't hold Space as much as Glads can because of the Hanzo. So again, this comes down to Glister having to hit kills, and you see Super is getting forced back just because of the Storm Arrow, because of the amount of damage. They also have Break to brawl more, so they're understanding that they can use Break to brawl more. Shock is playing for space and controlling angles. Glads are mainly just playing to brute force, get the advantage where they can, and then just win just based off of break-oriented value. Glads have a higher potential of winning just in a more simple way. Shock has less of that potential because Shock has to look to win from angles, from space. That's a lot harder to execute. You see Glister is now going to the Hanzo. It's in a really awkward spot because in order to get a break, Violet needs to switch. And Violet has a Trank. He's not going to switch. So now you have to see a large... They're still going to play for space, but they have a lot more of the potential to now push back Glads like Glads are pushing them. They just have to play their range and play the space now compared to something else. Kester goes for a stick. He misses the stick. Trank comes out from Violet. They have to get some sort of value. They kill Muse. They're able to kill Birdring. This is the stabilization that you need. Great stabilization from Shock here. Now you just keep this comp. You play for your spam. Yes, you cannot brawl, but as long as you play the map really well, have 2 zones to play, you're going to do incredibly well here. What's up, Swirl? They have a lot of ults online too. The only way Glads can win this is if they rally in close distance. Oh my god. Violet getting a pick, denying Kevster there. That's crazy. Jeez Louise.
sniping them from long range. That's what it took for
The win condition is still the same. They're either gonna rally up first or they're gonna bongo first. If they rally up first, they need a bongo to end this fight. If they bongo first or window first, they need to use the rally to close the distance and end the fight. Good. That's a good pulse from Nero. It doesn't matter if you don't get a kill. Violet again coming huge with a kill. Violet going for a second. Is Violet gonna kill a third? Jeez, Violet, okay. Like, I understand you can click heads. That's crazy. He's popping off in the key moments that Shock need him to. Jeez Louise, man, that's crazy. Holy camole, dude. Look at this. Watch this. Right click onto Kevster. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's on the skewed first. Then it's on the bird ring. Like, oh. You're just nasty. Okay, they try to close the distance with Rally. Dragon to split them up. Window also. Troy dives into the back as they're split up into two different directions. They get value. Shock playing this map perfectly, immaculately right now. Glads are struggling to try to force a brawl. So now they're going to go back to this composition and mirror Shock. But it's going to be really hard. Unless you take these angles properly instead of just keep running the same way as 6, you're going to struggle really hard. And you notice that Glads aren't trying to pressure this point. They're just trying to get the kills. You need to pressure this point more, or you need to look to set up if you have an ult to set it up. They have a pulse. They can now go to set this up. Kevster's forcing the point. This is fine. Let Kevster keep forcing this point. Win the duel against Nero. Force him back. Slowly just win this. Shock don't care. They go forward past the window with their Transcendence. They're going aggressive. Like, Shock is feeling it right now. Glads look like they're struggling super hard to just be able to understand how they take this. And second point, Havana is a hard point to take if you do not snowball it. And you're seeing it here with Glads. Now you have two ults. You still have this pulse online for Kev, and you have a bongo. You set Kevster up to have a successful pulse instead of pressuring Cart here, I would say. But this is going to be really, really hard because Kevster's not in a position for a pulse here. Okay, they go for a bongo to try to push up. Shock go for a defensive bongo as well. Muse is just going to get bursted. Muse, where are you going, dude? This is not where you want to go. They force lamp early. Muse is incredibly low. They now Shock have a lamp here. Kevster's able to finally kill Violet, but I don't know, man. Like, they get the kills. They had to use a lot of ults there. They use a Trank. They use a bongo. They only have the bomb or pulse bomb from Kevster now. Kevster has to go huge with this pulse bomb. Glister, all he has to do is look to Dragon Strike to displace them from space here, and they should be fine. They have another fight here. Nero can go for the touch. Okay, they Dragon on the cart to buy more time so they can take space instead of Nero having to go right through the cart. Kevster's looking to get a pulse. He lands the pulse on the super. Super instantly goes down. They trade the bird ring. This is a good trade on the side of Shock. You have a lot of ults online, though, for Glads. Glads can win this from their ults if they're able to stabilize. They're not going down. They win this last fight, but they have to utilize two key ults here, the pulse and the window. Shock do not have any ults online right now, though. So Glads can go this first tempo like they have like to go with a Dragon Strike or with a Diva Bomb. All right, this is like potentially make or break now. Shock potentially have one fight here compared to two. If I'm Shock, I'm playing for one fight, and I'm playing for picks because I need to get ults online. I need this Trank online. I need a potential bomb online. Muse gets pulled. His shift gets forced early. Bomb comes out. Super's low. Clutch lamp there from Twilight. Dragon Strike comes out. Glister still gets a pick onto Kevster. You have Transcendence to keep your team alive here. They're able to get another kill onto Muse. And right there, like, they're able to stabilize. They close the distance onto the people that are split off in that room there. Great picks there from Glister. Fantastic clutch lamp from Twilight into the Trank to keep the rest of them alive. This is potentially two fights for Glads. If Glads fight at 40 seconds, it's only one fight. This is still going to be a two-fight territory for Shock, though, based off of where the card is if they're going to hold this close. Nero's going to go to look for a pulse play here. He pulses onto the bongo. That's a very big thing. They have a window here to utilize to hold this space longer. They're breaking this down to one fight. Kev has to get a kill with this pulse, or he has to get a one clip. Glister gets his thing eaten. Glister goes down. Pulse lands onto Twilight. Twilight stays alive, but he still goes down. Shock need to fight on the cart here. If Shock do not fight on the cart, they're going to not get that other fight. You look at this, they have both support ults online for Glads. Glads can still win this with their support ults. They have to go huge with this Bongo, or Shock need to get a pick. Shock get a pick, or they go huge with this Bongo. They're able to win this map. If Glads just survive with their support ults, or get a pick, they win. Okay, like they're surviving. Shoo, what? Twilight goes down still from that because Spoyus is in a perfect position. Space makes a great play there, and Glad should be able to win that just from that. This is going to be map 5 for Shock in Glads. That play from Super is what won them that, straight up. He goes from underneath, he goes to pressure while Shu goes for attention with that window. Shock try to kill Shu because they think he's feeding. Super's on the other side, and he just clutches really, really loudly. That's crazy. Insane. Like, Glads barely survive. Holy cow. Sorry that I didn't look at chat, guys. Like, that, I had to, like, I really needed to focus there. That was insane. Like, that was actual insanity there. Whew, I gotta take a breather. How are you still grinding? Swirl, dude, I'm a grinder. I told you this. I grind hard, and these series have been insane. So, like, I don't even feel like a lot of time has passed by. Like, this feels like just great games that I wanted to watch all day. So, just been powering through. Like, it's not even powering through. I've just been enjoying my way through all day. We're on the edge of our seats. I changed my keybind on Val for it to be more economic. Now I just realized that I'll need to relearn every character just to make my keybinds better. Kept fat finger things, so I changed it. Yeah, I mean, you do you. If it's gonna take a few times, like, yeah, just grind a little bit so you're used to keybindings against Swirl, and you should be good, dude. Holy cow, I feel lightheaded just from, like, all that. Whew. What a series, man. Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. How long have I been going? Like, I feel like this has been one of my longer streams. Six hours and 9 minutes? Jeez, yeah, this is like double my last longest stream time. I think my longest stream was like maybe 4 hours or 3.5. This one's like 6 hours. Jeez Louise. And we're not even done yet. We still got one more Overwatch match to go. That's crazy. Whew. Don't think my heart can take this anymore. God damn. Crazy, crazy. Yeah, we have one more map, dude. Like, this series isn't done yet, dude. It's 2-2, remember? Come on, man. Man, like, I missed dinner and everything for this too. Like, crazy. Yeah, I didn't mean series, dude. I was thinking about doing concept review, like, after this. But, I don't know. It's been, like, it's going to probably be, like, about 6.5 hours, 7 hours when I'm done. Like, after all of these matches. I feel like I'm just going to record the concept review on YouTube. Because, like, it's going to just be on, like, tempo and playstyle. And I'm going to look at Glads with their fast tempo. And kind of show you, like, how you can be successful with fast tempo. And that's going to kind of be the concept review. But I already have everything planned out. I just thought, why not just change up the surprise instead of doing a concept? Just, I didn't realize that the matches, excuse me, I didn't realize that the play-in matches for the Countdown Cup for Hawaii were today. So I saw that and I'm like, maybe I just change it up to doing a companion stream. And honestly, it's been great. Like, I've been loving what I've been seeing so far. So, not as, like, I guess analytical. This has been more hype and me kind of showing some insight here and there and some things I like to see a little bit more. But overall, like, it's been hype games, dude. This has been so much fun to watch. Whew. Now, these series have redefined conceptual understanding. Yeah, it's been a lot of good concepts introduced here for sure. So I'm not too, I don't want to say unimpressed, but I'm not too mad about it, to be honest with you. And last map, this map, the Decider is a cop. This is gonna be so much fun, dude. Last map to decide it all, being a Koth. Glads won the Koth 2-0, but Shock get to pick the Koth. So they're gonna pick a Koth that's more favored for Bunker. And this is crazy. Like, if Shock don't win this, I'm pretty sure Glads make playoffs instead of them. So this match doesn't even matter about Hawaii. If you look at the grand skill, if Shock want to make playoffs, like instantly, they need to win this. If Glad wants to make playoffs and not do play-ins and make Hawaii finally, they need to win this. Nepal or Lijiang? I think it's going to be Lijiang. I feel like Lijiang would be more of the map for them. Maybe it could be Nepal. Who knows? But Super's still in, so... Oh, it was so close. That last map was so close.
But eventually there can only be one winner that goes to Hawaii. Shock and the Gladiators, over the course of the season, haven't had an opportunity to actually play there. And you can see right here, this is what they're playing for. It all comes down to it. I mean, they want to represent the West alongside the terrain. This is it. This map right here that the San Francisco Shock are the ones get to decide, obviously coming off the back of a loss on Havana.
And that is so crucial as well, because the loss on Havana...
Oasis.
A map pick here.
Bunker's pretty good on those two maps, like I said, University and on Garden. It's pretty good. City Center is a little bit rough though, so I'm very curious to see how this is gonna go. If this starts off on City Center, I give it to Glads. They must know something I don't. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Final map. It's clutch or die pretty much here. Honestly, like, I'm too hyped to like go analytical mode right now. Like, this series has been tight. Okay, it starts off University.
That's what it comes down to. Both these teams are just absolutely fighting tooth and nail for this.
I think this is more favorable for Shock, honestly, because I feel like Shock has done a very good job of playing the brawl like orientation of this. And like I said, I don't think you ever take Shock to a brawl, because Shock will win the brawl. But let's see. We'll see if Glads are able to kind of catch me off guard here. This is where it matters. This is where players sometimes freeze up. If you're Glads, you can't freeze up here. You've been to this situation before. If you freeze up, this is not the time to. You have to show that you do not freeze up in these series anymore. If you're Shocked, this matters for playoffs and to show to everyone that you have improved a lot. You might be good overall, but like Glads, but you need to win this so that you can prove to people that we are still a really strong team. Glads are looking to just play really aggressive, while Shock are playing a lot more defensive. Makes sense because they have the Hanzo compared to Glads. They have the Sim, so Sim is making it to play more brawly. Shock are playing Hanzo, which makes it a little bit more for spam and taking space and angles. Alright. We see a little bit of split. Choi is instantly going behind with a fly. He lands on top. They're able to get a kill on the Bird Ring. They're playing these angles good. Look where Glister's positioned. They go past where Glister's positioned though, and they're going really aggressive with this Mei. Wow, Kepster playing incredibly fearless there. Choi is getting a lot of value on those off angles, but it doesn't look like Glister's getting enough angle, like pressure with those angles. Glad just decide to ignore that off angle from Glister and just run, and Glister becomes irrelevant in that fight, and Kepster just walks forward and freezes. He doesn't care. Great kill. I don't agree with Violet going Zen here as well. Like, that's a good thing that you brought up. I don't agree with this Zen. They should be going Break here. I don't know why they're not going Break. Okay, trading walls, but they used the Kepster wall from Mei to block off the wall. Mail potentially coming out. We see a Trank into 2 Mei ults. Shock do not have Trank for this, but it looks like they're getting the kills. Trades are going forward for both teams, but it looks like Shock are able to get the better of the trades based off of getting their Mei ult off first, and then utilizing the Trank to kind of like push in and be really aggressive with the brawl there. BNG OCE, hello, welcome. What's up, man? Violet does not want to go on break, I'm sure, because he wants to just carry this game on Zen. I agree with you. Like, he wants to carry so hard that he's taking on the Zen. You have a rally though on Glads. This is the key thing. You can rally from this left side and close the distance. Shock have a lot of ults to dispel this aggression. If I'm Glads, I need to use rally into window. Bongo to counteract the window, but they're just closing the distance onto Shock every single time. Oh my! Choi comes huge with a bomb. Holy cow. That is potentially like enough to turn that around based off of ult economy here. They forced the switch as well from skewed. Like Glads looked like they were doing the better stuff there. They go for the brawl. Violet gets caught out. One bomb play just turns around that entire play. It doesn't matter that Glads had the better execution there. Like insane play from Choi. Insane bomb. Now you have a window versus a Dragon Strike. You have the Dragon Strike, this choke to potentially push on through. If you're on the side of, oh my god, Choi, you eat it. Now you have windows still to play this. You just delay this out to one fight territory. Wait for this to be 85. Then you look for a window into a Trank maybe. That's a nice lamp to stop the bomb from getting a potential kill. Window to zone them out. They still have a Mail. They still have a Dragon Strike. Kevster has to go big with this Mail. If Choi eats this Mail, they're in a good spot. Dragon Strike lands on the Kevster. He can't even get the bomb out or the Mail out. Now the rest goes through. Nero gets his thing eaten, but it looks like Shock is just cleaning up these kills. That Choyobin bomb was key there. Oh my lord. Troy clutching out with that bomb. Then Glister's able to get great spacing with their ults. They have a lot of ults after that Dragon Strike's eaten. The one thing that could allow Glads to push forward aggressively, right? This is like nuts. Like this game, like Shock are just pulling out all the freaking stops right now. I still think Glads are playing well. Like Glads are playing very well. Like that brawl was super good. But this bomb, dude, like look at this. Lamp just expires just at the right time and bomb just goes. Sometimes it's just luck, man. Sometimes it's just luck. Okay, now we see bunker here, like a bunker comp here again. Like this is where we're gonna see a bunker. Like this is a good bunker map. Glads are countering with a bunker themselves? No way. I'm so surprised here. No dive, we see a counter bunker. I don't think they win this mirror. Birdring just hitting a lot of nice shots there. Twilight? Oh. Twilight almost just get killed because he was caught off guard there. Man, Shock's already on the back foot. Holy cow. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Glads just are stronger in the mirror. They get a window first. Glads have to go past this window to try to get some kills. Lamp comes out to keep them alive. Violet is down. Twilight is down. Like, Nero's still able to get some kills, but the trades are going in Glads' favor. That was good from Glads. They called to go for the go button with that window. If they play any slower there, they lose that fight. They're able to get multiple kills out on their side, specifically on the supports. If Violet doesn't go down there first, they might be able to win there. But him going down first is huge. Look at these ults online. Both DPS ults and both support ults. You see only 2 DPS ults on the side of Shock. That is fantastically huge here for Glads. Glads should be able to keep this space as long as they play properly here and they don't force. They're rallying in. They're windowing in. They go for a bomb play. They're not able to get a kill. Bomb goes out from Nero. He's able to kill Shu. Violet is going down first in these fights. He's going a little too aggressive, but it looks like Shock are able to win this because of the Supercharger. They use the Supercharger. They're able to get a lot more kills. Key pick there comes from Nero with his Pulse Bomb landing onto Shu, and they're able to turn this around. Even though Glads had most of the ults down, the key pick there with the Pulse is what wins Shock that fight. And right there, even though technically Glads should have won, Shock win just based off of getting value with that ultimate compared to Kevster. You have 4 ults online compared to 2 now. You have to get something potentially either with a bomb if you get it online or zone out with a Noon and Supercharger here. Shock does have a lot of ults to be aggressive. They have a Noon of their own. They have a window too. They have an ult to go really aggressive here. Okay, Supercharger was really bad. It goes inside of the window. Shocker playing space really well. They forced the lamp really aggressively here. They're going really aggressive as well as Muse is trying to touch point. And like Glads aren't able to take this space. They don't seem to know the best way of approaching retaking this map. They're going through the main. They're not going through hookah. Okay, if it's Shock here, Shock needs to push a little bit more with this rally. You see them starting to push on forward with the rally. They're trying to go for kills. Bomb to displace them here. Shock all go forward. Twilight might die here. Twilight does go down. Pulse isn't able to get any kills. The trades are going in favor. Great bomb from space to force them all forward into them. Rally was done and expired, so Shock aren't able to get that value. They aren't able to keep Twilight alive because Twilight was forced out of position there.
We've got another scenario where the ults are wildly out of sync with each other.
We have 2 support ults online for Glads here. We look at Shock. Shock have nothing online. They used a lot of those ults in that last fight. Shock need to get a pick in order to win this fight. If they do not get a pick, they lose this fight. If they get a pick, they are able to win this fight here. When it comes out, Glads are going really, really aggressive past this window. Like, no one can see them. They can get the heals down. They have to use the rally in order to survive a little bit longer in this fight. Supercharger comes out from Super, but it's not enough. Shock need to wipe right now. If Shock do not wipe, they're not going to get another fight here. And this is great for Glads. They can either look to win this fight, or if they don't win this next fight, it doesn't matter because they should be able to come back out with an ultimate advantage econ. Moment of truth comes out. Okay, it looks like Shock's going main because they have a window here. They use the window main here. Nero's coming on the other side. Hainu comes out, gets no value. Kester's looking for a potential bomb. He's getting mirrored. This is fine. This is really good. He lands it. Stick forces the lamp here. Shock aren't able to win. Another bomb comes out. And just like that, Glads push it to a round 3. And in my opinion, this is the best round possible for Glads. It allows them to play dive here. They're able to play a lot more open space. This should be disadvantage for Shock. Holy cow, dude.
Ridiculous. The Gladiators battling back. At no point do they look like they're giving up. They've had scenarios in this series where they've been rattled, where they've been tested, where they've been pushed to their limit, but they've made it all the way against a core team of the greatest of all time. Let's take a look at this replay of what happened here as well. That pulse bomb forcing out the immortality field, and then
man, that pull from Muse there. That's perfect pull. Perfect pull.
Violet's barrier in time there, but I think it would have been easy pickings anyway, even if he had. And now the Shock. Here we see massive difference.
So there you see the dive coming out. Birdring is making the adjustment with the Hanzo because they expect to see this bunker kind of composition from Shock. If they do not play first tempo and they just play space to surround and pressure Shock, they should be able to win. This is all about can Glads make this actual adjustment that they need to on the dive, sorry. So far, I'm not seeing any first tempo. I'm seeing them give up space, play a lot of the space. This is very good from Glads. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Good adjustments so far. This first fight is going to be crucial. It's fine that Glads is playing this slow. Like, look at how they're playing this space. They're forcing Shock into a corner. Great pick onto from Birdring here. This is great. That's this is exactly what you want to see as Glads. If you are Glads, you're playing space. You're not going this first tempo anymore. Love to see it. No. Ooh. That's a little bit scary, but like he's still able to get value. Birdring goes down. But it looks like the trades are going in favor so far of Glads. Oh my god, that stick from Kevster. That stick might actually win them the round, like win them that fight there. If Kevster doesn't hit that stick, they're not able to win that round. But Kevster hitting a key stick there onto 2.
This game is just tremendous. There are so many players with individual.
You see like 2 support ults coming online and a minefield from Glads. Nothing online for Shock yet. Shock needs to walk up. Super's making the change to Orisa because he's finding it really hard to be able to get any value from this Reinhardt pick right now. This is going to be very, very difficult right now on the side of Shock.
It's mostly just about backing off away from the Shock, trying to kite them. They are going to find it it's so difficult to flip this objective away from the Gladiators.
All right.
It's going to be a miracle if Shock end up taking this, to be
Honestly, this is going to be so hard for Shock. Shock need to get some sort of pick here or walk in with Rally and try to force a brawl. Counter Rally comes out from skewed. We see that Nero's in a perfect position to go for a stick. Nah, you're throwing the pulse. Like, stick it on him. Don't throw it, man. You're so scared. Dragon Strike comes out. Rally is done. Zones out the rest of Shock. Glads are looking like they're going to win this round straight up. This does not look good for Shock if you're a Shock fan.
Mercifully, Choyobin is executed quickly there, and he'll get back from the spawn queue. But Super's made the swap over the ball. Violet to Zen. It's
This is last ditch effort. It looks like Shock will likely go down. Like, you have a lot of good ults still on line for Glads. Nero goes down. That's not a good thing there. Stick goes out. It breaks Lamp. Like, Glads have full control of this. This looks like a Glads win. Bomb is able to get one, but unless Shock is somehow able to touch point and get another kill, it's not going to go in their favor. The trays are going in Glad's favor. Nice work from Glads. Honestly, good job. Like, insane series. Glads did what they needed to do for the adjustment in that last round. They finally adjust their play, and you just see what ends up happening here. Like, beautiful from them. They're able to adjust. They're able to get and do what they need to do. Shock end up falling there. And it comes down to, if they won that second round, they probably win the series, right? Well, they do win the series, but it came down to one fight, two fights in that second round that really cost them. And then they go into a less advantageous kind of thing, and they just lose based off of how Glads do that adjustment. So good on Glads to do that adjustment there. Oh man. Whew. God damn, dude. That is crazy. I'm still in disarray, man. Like, that is actually nuts. Congrats to Glads. Honestly, like, I'll be real, I didn't think Glads would be able to make the adjustment because I didn't see any adjustments getting made at the start of the series. But they make the adjustment when it matters in that last round. And they do what they have to do. Like, great on them. Nice job. Good, close series from these two. Shock took it the distance. Shock wasn't able to close it out on those last two fights. Glads made some phenomenal hero plays in order to make it work. And that just goes to show you, like, you have, as long as you can make those adjustments on the macro level and play well on the macro level towards the end with Glads, they have the individual talent and they have the individual plays that they can make to just win. So, again, super incredible series to watch. Highly recommend if you just caught it midway through or something, but insane, dude. Whew. What a way to end the night, dude. What a way. It would be Space or Kepster for me. Birdring, really. I think Birdring did well, but, like, I felt like Kepster is the one that really brought it back, and same with Space. Like, they made very good plays. Birdring did make some nice plays overall, but damn.